my socks inside out? Oh. My name's Will. My socks
Yeah,
are inside out.
I was about to say. I was like, okay, let's do this introduction. Alright, so, dude. Well, his name is Will, and his socks are inside out.
Or not inside out. I thought
No,
they
they're
were.
not inside out.
Oh, they're not inside out. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, my name's John, and both socks are not inside out.
And my name is Matt, and I have no socks on.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm barefoot. I'm the odd man out.
Good
I
weirdo.
apologize, guys.
I got skulls on my socks.
What type of socks do you guys have at home?
Yeah,
It's just sock
comments
pics.
right now. Put it in the comments.
Give
What
the
you guys socks
That's so fucking
No foot pits though. We're kind of absent on the fact that you're not wearing socks.
You could be just like
I have
us, but
tattoos, so
you're
it
not.
makes it okay. I technically have coverage.
That is. I will admit that is that. I do agree
He's
with
got
that.
the foot, and his leg one is lower. Both of his
Yeah, I
legs
got
are
my
lower.
foot,
got a cat.
and then I
Mine's
got
over
a
knee, so
upside down cross there, and then I got this one
Oh yeah,
here.
fuck, I forgot.
And then I have a regular cross here, and then
forgot about
the
that.
worm
Oh,
from
shit.
Beetlejuice.
It is from Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice?
Yes, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice scared me as a child. You know that?
That was a-
Really, I
that was a
love that
cool
movie
fucking
so
movie.
much. That was like,
I'm glad we watched that.
yeah, that
so
movie.
so scary
I
because
love
he
it.
always popped through under the door.
Wait, who?
With
Yeah,
the snake.
Beetlejuice. No, when he popped under the door and scared the two women, or the girl and the guy.
I've only seen
They were in
I
the
have
room.
to hold on. I have to like remember the movie now. Let's continue our conversation. They're talking about Japanese horror culture and their mythos. Yeah, and Will was educating me on the subject because I don't know anything about it and I want to know.
I don't know too much, like I said, but like one thing that like kind of stood out is what we were recapping was with Momo.
Yeah.
You were the only one who didn't know about that. John knew what I was talking about.
I knew the meme. I didn't know the story behind it though.
Oh,
We're good. It's not a fly.
oh it's not a fly this time.
Oh, it's just
Um,
a dust particle. Okay. It was like, oh snap! Do I have to kill
Maybe
something?
that's what you. Yeah, maybe that's what you were like going after.
See, honestly,
I'm gonna
those
kill
are some synced moments. Whenever there's a fly in the room, like everybody
Everyone
looks at that
stops.
fly. Like it just everybody stops what they're doing to look at it, and whether
Everybody
it's
gets
gonna
distracted.
become like a conflict for them later, or just watching
Yeah.
someone else have that problem. Like it's just even
Yeah, I feel
funnier
that.
or not. Yeah, like it's just like it's great. Momo, that little like thing. That little doll creature, like apparently, like the real story was the guy was just made it just from art, and then someone stole it and like he used it badly, and like now it's just like
So like a
used.
creepypasta.
It's
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck creepypasta, man. That was
She's great.
that was a good time. I used to get
Oh
these
my
shit scared
God.
out of me.
Yeah, some of those were kind of creepy.
Yeah, I definitely traumatized my consciousness when I was probably in early high school or middle school.
Was Slender Man a creepypasta?
Yes.
Yeah, technically he was.
Do you want to hear a story about that?
Yes.
Because I have like a repressed child memory from the.
It's Slender Man.
It was some sort of thing. Like I don't know
I
if
was
it's my head,
so
but I don't.
deep into Slender Man, dude. I
Yeah.
didn't fucking know. I was like, it was like I
Right.
did so much research into it, but please.
So like when I was a child, like I was playing by myself when I got home from school every day in the basketball courts. I just happened to wanted to go back inside. I just had an urge to go back inside. Didn't have to. Didn't want to do my homework or anything. So I walked in and there was just a man with like no face in a suit or tuxedo. That's where I kind of like branch a little bit because I was like, I think it was a tuxedo. But sometimes he wore a suit, so I'm like kind of feared on it. And like every time I like pulled out from the bus, I would see him in my mom's window.
Yeah, that's fine.
Once in a while, and then like it was just it was kind of like, and then that's when the Slender Man like psychological like behind it came, where like children actually did something because they believed like a creepypasta, and like that's the problem. It's like is it real or is it not? Because like I don't know if that was
It's
just
like, or
me,
it was
or
not
it's
real, but then it became real because the kids saw the story and then enacted it in real life.
And personally, I didn't. That was way before Slender Man was even a
manifested
thing.
itself.
So
Yeah.
like that manifested because of some sort of thing.
Yeah.
And now people are scared of it. And then like whatever his tag guy was, Jack the. What was his
Oh, I
little
know what it
sidekick?
was, and it was like a fucking really white face or some shit like that.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be like, basically like the troubled like prince or whatever like that. Like he just like that type of thing. Like it was just more of a. I believe if I'm wrong, I'm thinking wrong. But
Are you talking about Jack the Ripper?
not Jack the Ripper. We're talking about Jack the Ripper, like Jack the Ripper in London, or are we talking about like Jack the Ripper?
That's who
like,
I think of when you say Jack.
Yeah.
He's not Jack the Ripper, but he's something like that. It was supposed to be like he just like wants to kill, and like it's weird that it resolves around that culture, and that's what Momo was doing to kids. Like they're
Yeah,
like
same
like
shit.
in
I
YouTube
feel like it's
channels.
a crazy like evil that like tries to like manifest itself into this life, you know? Like it'll use like any type of vessel to like come into your, you know?
Yeah, and they just become that thing because, like, to be honest with you, like, then Siren Head was a thing, like...
Siren Head?
Dude, that's a mod in Fallout 4.
I know, it's so funny!
What is it?
It's just a mod where, like,
Mods, too, though.
it makes, like, the atmosphere very Silent Hill-like with all the fog and the heavy shit. And, I don't know, he's just, like... You ever seen, like, the GIF or video of, like, this really tall, like, fucking... Just, I don't know. It's like it's a siren head.
it's picture like literally a camp siren like post.
Yeah.
Just like really high. It has like limb noodles that and like for arms and legs. It just walks like
Really?
nonchalant. Yeah.
It looks like those big telephone,
Yeah,
but
like
it's
the big
constantly
network.
it's constantly like playing like creepy sounds and weird.
Oh,
it can mimic
songs.
anything. Like it can honestly, if you were in the woods and like let's say y'all got separated, it could mimic John's voice.
That's crazy.
Once it has it, like I think the person it can mimic it, and like it
Wasn't there something like that in Star Trek? I don't know if you guys watch Star Trek. I don't know if you do.
If I haven't watched, I watched Star Trek,
season
but like
one.
not fully into it.
Yeah, I've never seen
I watched
Star
it on
Trek
34 when I was eating my cereal.
Star Wars all the way.
What?
Star Wars all the way.
Oh, Star Wars
Y'all
all
help
the
me
way.
make-
Honestly,
hold on,
I've been
hold on.
starting to get more into Star Trek though. I actually appreciate it.
It
like
it
it.
has more philosophy behind it.
It's more.
A little
It's like
bit.
more of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
societal comparisons that they're trying to use through, like sci-fi stuff. You know?
Even like they discriminate on race.
Star
and
Wars
everything
is
like
just straight out sci-fi.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's like a drama type stuff. You know, like I feel
Yeah,
like,
it's also
and I feel
true.
like it also. I feel like that like Star Trek resembles society, and then I feel like Star Wars kind of represents like spirituality in a way and stuff like that. It's like
Yeah,
more
the
of like
Force, yeah.
your psyche and kind of like how everything works.
Yeah, which
It's
I
like
always,
walking
I always
over.
found like remarkable that like Obi-Wan did say the Han Solo, like the Force is something that's in you. Like it's like I feel like they haven't untapped it. That's what it is. Like if once
Yeah, they
you
say the
reach,
Force
you
is in
tap it,
everyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could technically be a Force wielding whatever. It's just you don't.
You just
So
don't go into it. Yeah.
Midichlorians.
Because aren't Jedi monks or something like that?
Yeah.
They're monk like.
yeah.
Literally,
Monks,
I
yeah.
always tell you this. I was like, literally, the Jedi are just monks. They're just like
They are.
they're just the monks that have like
They do it, like, all
crazy
their
ass laser
lives.
swords.
Yeah, they do it all their lives. They're not allowed to have relationships and stuff.
Yeah. They meditate.
They have their temple. Yeah, they meditate all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Well, that seems kind of similar to what we got going on here. Like, yeah.
That's what I say, and I was like, bro, I'm a real life Jedi without the lightsaber.
Yo, could you imagine like
I wanna flip
just
over
like all of a
buildings.
sudden like just you
Wait,
have this
what?
I want to
hypothetical
flip over
lightsaber.
buildings.
You flip over buildings. That's what you're
Fuck,
doing. Your
that's a
powers.
sick-
Yeah,
that's a
that's-
sick
you know how they
fuck-
jump really
fuck.
fucking high up, and then
That's some crazy
Dude,
shit.
that is some.
They could jump really high.
You got
They have
some-
no fall damage. No fall damage at all.
how does that like work?
I
How
think
do
they
you
just
get no
use
fall
the
damage?
force to like cushion their landing.
Yeah, it's
Like,
kind
Like
of
they kind of push in the opposite way and they don't like hit the ground as
It
hard.
kind of like makes
because
a
the
weird
force
platform
is
of air
just
that
like
you can just like
manipulating
step on.
everything,
Yeah.
right? It's manipulating matter into your own thing, or just using it to like as will, basically like a sidekick, I guess. I don't know, with that.
Do you remember when they showed that in Rebels?
The Incredibles.
No, Rebels. Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, Star
the
Wars
show.
Rebels. What the fuck? I didn't. Yeah, Rebels.
You're thinking retro, which is doing or whatever shock drill, where he's doing the thing with the. I know exactly what your mind is at though. I know exactly what you were thinking, but.
Yeah, Kanan was teaching Ezra to like, when you jump off something really high and you start getting closer down, you like push in the opposite direction with the force and it like.
Oh,
Yeah, you're just not going as fast. Like you slow down the speed, so you're not like hitting the fucking ground. At
I
a high
feel like
speed.
that I remember.
That's what kills you.
I feel like I remember it saying that, but I just don't.
So I guess you have to really wait till like you're on the ground to push, so like you're not pushing the air.
Yeah, I guess impact really kills you, not like falling.
That's what I'm saying. Like the speed and you hitting that is what kills you. Like if you, as long as you don't fucking hit the ground hard, you're good. You're not gonna break your bones and shit.
I wish I can, like, if you fall over.
I think it was, right? That's what I'm saying, like, I don't know, dude, being a force wielder would be amazing. You could do anything. Literally anything.
I would love to have these powers.
You can literally just fucking get people to, like...
do anything that you want them to do, pretty much.
Which that's
I feel like we do have mind control already, but it's just we use it in a different way.
Yeah, I feel like you can definitely...
It's not as, like, controlled, I think.
It's like we gotta use other tools to do it. We just can't naturally do it ourselves.
Which is kind of like the human thing, because if you really think about it, we're the only ones that make tools to do other jobs.
Yeah, because
like
we can't
beavers,
do it
they can knock down a tree no problem.
Yeah,
they got
just
teeth.
with their fucking teeth.
We can't just, we're the same Minecraft. We can't punch a tree. Like we need a tool to sharpen, but we also need tools to make them said tools.
Yeah.
And it's just like
it's like just that's why we're given a brain.
Shout out to the people that
that's why
knew how
we're
create metal and shit.
Which what?
Like, it's a shout out to the people that knew how to make like metal and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. They were
like the people that knew they had to like mine this shit out, melt it down, fucking cast it into this.
Yeah.
Like who the fuck knew how to do
that? That's insane. Yeah, like what the fuck?
Like how did we get to the Bronze Age where we started using metal and
that's what I'm saying.
And
went from nothing to stones to fucking...
I guess it just depends on the type of geography that you have around you. Because every time that I think of that, I think of Japan. Because maybe they had more of those minerals in that area, and they were just able to fucking manipulate it.
Japan, I think, had a lot of... Because they were also connected to China, so China was like heavily... Like they got everything pretty much. They got the wilderness, the forestation, they got the mining, they got... They're geological sects. They also have mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Like unlike Russia, that's like only relying on oil and mining. It's like
yeah, because their land doesn't really provide them any options. Because there's a whole entire fucking blizzard going on. Like 75% of their fucking country. Which sucks. That must suck. Like living in that type of like.
So cold.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like the show, that Alaska show I watch. It's just always like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I like the cold. I don't like the cold that much. Like,
I like the cold for one day, and then I never want to see it ever again.
Really? No, I'd still rather the cold than the heat.
I always say this every year. I always wish, like, every time, like, it becomes, like, spring and summer, it's like, oh, I really wish it could be winter and fall, like, the cool. And then
every time
it's like, fuck the summer. Like,
because you're either too hot,
we're never
like,
satisfied.
Fuck, we need the snow to cool us down. And then when you have snow, you're like, fuck, it's too cold, we need to get heated up.
Which is crazy on its own. We haven't had snow in, like, a good snowstorm in, like,
no, dude, I'm so mad. I was looking forward to
global warming, it exists.
Yeah.
So, okay, you want to hear about the global warming?
Yeah.
Freeze the water, put it back.
Oh yeah, we
talked about this here.
Oh my god.
Here last time. Like that. Oh, I forgot to do. So like,
please explain this.
So like it doesn't make sense. We have the capabilities to freeze the salt water to put it back, or whatever cases.
Yeah.
But like I just feel like everyone's own agenda is denying that, because like if you really like, it could be that simple. But it also can be hella. I know it's hella more complicated than just that. You have to deal with like the temperatures, like
Yeah, but I love that fucking idea.
Like everything.
Also, the use of fossil fuels.
Which we don't even have that much more of anyway.
No.
So like we're on almost an energy crisis. Like, could you imagine everything just not running? I mean, I think electricity would be fine, but
I feel like they're not gonna fucking transfer it until they run out of fossil fuels, and then they're gonna be like, oh, now
I'm sure they already
solar
have.
energy.
There's no
but
way
then we're
they're
gonna be
not
so fucked by
preparing. They have to be preparing.
Oh yeah.
For the world's end?
Yeah, just for anything like that to happen, just to be like when we do run out of fossil fuel, what are we gonna use for like this much energy? Like, are they gonna use nuclear power? Like, would they risk that?
I know we got one.
They're stupid, yeah, but I feel like
that's what I'm saying.
Just
like
use
that
solar
would be
energy and just wind power and shit.
See, and this all comes back because like we could have wind. We could have energy from wind. But everyone's has their own problem with it. They don't want to see. They don't want to see. They don't want to see that. They want to see the sea. And it's like, you want to see the sea? Go out in the sea. Go be immersed in sea.
Yeah, it's like stop being...
move to the right and get away from them, and you can see the sea.
You can see the sea.
Yeah.
Go out in your boat or whatever, and it's just like
Turn
everyone's
your
own
head
agenda
to the
is
right
like...
a little bit.
Well, it's just a bunch of rich assholes wanting their fucking way in life.
Sure.
Because those things are
But like, I have all this money and I want it, so
yeah.
I'm gonna have it. So, and then it's just like...
You know what? I'm even gonna pay not to have that though. Like, it's like... You know,
we should get really rich and famous to counteract the fucking rich that are there now.
I feel like we just need one person for that. Elon Musk.
I think we all gotta do that.
Elon just turned
for real though.
For
real,
like
you
gotta he's a people person.
Yeah,
like,
we gotta
he's
become
for
Elon
the people.
Musk.
He's not for the fucking government.
Well,
shit.
especially now
That's
because they literally told him you had to rename your child. Like your name is bullshit.
Yo, that I sent to you, you're just like, yo, Elon Musk's kid got too big.
Yeah.
His name is X.
There's like a video of like, I don't know if it was a guy in a suit or if it was just really good like CGI, but it was like a robot. And like he was like walking towards someone, and he was like, it looked like he was going to attack him or something, and like an actual person was like crawling backwards, and
he's like on the ground like this. He's like, no.
Yeah.
And then the fucking robot's like standing on top of him, looking down, like right about to fucking fight him and shit. And then John's like, damn, Elon Musk kid grew up so fucking fast. Like,
that's true. Yo, like sometimes, like, because Elon Musk, I feel like is a little bit shady. To be honest.
What do you mean? Like he doesn't like really say everything that he really thinks?
Yeah, I think he's just kind of just
a fucking genius. There's no way he's hiding shit.
Well, the thing is, oh, of course, but like I think like it's just more of like he's just like here for the like people just doing it as a joke, but like he wants commercial space flight. Like he wants out.
Yeah,
and not even Mars. Like he
or
wants,
just going
he wants to commercialize.
He's probably doing it for himself above all.
Yeah, he's probably the thing is probably like he wants. He's like
no one's doing this. I'm gonna.
He's like I have all this money. I want to go to fucking Mars. Let me go to Mars, and then after that, he's like, and then give it to all the people. You know. Or it's just everybody benefits. He's like, I can help everybody.
I think it's good. But the thing is the planet. They're gonna destroy the planet. And they're gonna go find
only the rich
planet.
people. By the way,
no, that's what it is. Because apparently, like there was a thing that Justin Bieber bought a space flight ticket.
There's a lot of
And
they're preparing to get the fuck out.
They already have reserves, so really all they're doing is not giving a fuck about the masses.
Yeah.
And like they're just gonna move because they're superior genes. Like
it's like the movie 2012 when all the rich people got into the boats and all the common people just were left there to die. And then like
it would still take a while. Doesn't it take years to get out to the moon? Or no?
It takes 3 days.
Oh, 3 days? What the fuck?
Takes
to Mars.
Mars takes 8 years.
8 years, okay.
That's
what I thought. 7. All right. I don't know why I said the moon when we were talking
No,
about.
they can the originally the moon took a week. Then it was 3 days. 3 days there, 3 days back.
Shit.
I only knew about that because I low-key wanted to be an astronaut, but I was just like...
That's literally just...
I remember you telling me about that. I remember at the college fair.
Yeah, I'm not like I.
But you wanted to be an astronaut?
I did. I actually did. I could have probably did it, but it's just more of like I just didn't. I felt like my place isn't where.
Wait, so what? Do you literally need to be thin or something?
It's like such a certain requirement. Like, and also like I'm a little bit too big. Like I'm not like a typical American man. I got a big butt. Like,
don't
you know,
they use like small shit? Yeah. Like, isn't the pop real small?
It's like
stuff?
they have
the height requirements is 5'8" to like 5'11". You have to be like 230 pounds for the pilot, and like, and it gets lower than a little bit more. That's what I'm saying. And it's so complicated, which is fine. But like, if once space is like hopefully is able to be accessible to me, yeah, I'll fucking go to the moon and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, but like it's just now it's like, hey, are we really gonna be here?
Would you actually take a ride out to the moon? I think I would.
Oh, fuck
if
yeah. It was safe enough, yeah. Like I'm not going to
I was about to say if it's been going on for years and like if it's going on for years and everyone's like good and like I would absolutely.
Yeah, me too. Because I was gonna say I didn't know if it was like the first thing. It's like first thing when it first comes out. Would you take it? It's like I will try to get everything done that I want to do on Earth first. Yeah, just in case if I die going there, I'll be fine. You know, because I feel like once I get to space, if I see it. And I die, and I do everything I want to do on Earth. What the fuck? That's what else is there? You know, it's like that's the coolest thing you can ever see.
All the flat earthers are gonna fucking kill themselves.
Or
yeah, they
or
are.
the round earthers.
I mean, that one guy did when he tried to go onto that fucking rocket.
Oh,
He
wait.
strapped himself
Fucking-
to and he
the
just hit
guy-
the ground. I was like,
The guy
damn.
with the rocket.
What
Did he
are you
die?
fucking
Yeah, he
idiot?
died.
He died, right?
Yeah.
Well,
He
because
was a respected YouTuber on that too, on
I
Fire
heard,
too,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I
Like,
heard he was like a big person in the community. He wasn't just some random dude.
No, like he
Oh, well.
actually had like established.
Natural
That's
selection.
what you get.
Did you guys see that? There's actually a new theory that there's a donut. Actually, there's a donut hole. So it's like a donut. Earth is like a donut.
Oh, it's like it spurts out. It's like an energy thing. It kind of like goes like that. They, I know what you're talking about. They say everybody kind of has one. Like they say like that's kind of like what our energy fields look like. It's kind of like always circulating itself.
But
so
no,
it's
it
going.
also has a giant hole in the middle. That's
Yeah.
Like it's actually a real donut. Like it.
Because that's what they
So
say
they
black
think it's
holes
like
are
a
too.
real-
I think.
How the why? How?
I know what you're talking
that
about.
that deletes every fracture plate, every core. It gets hotter, and
Mhm.
it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah,
That's
it's
where
like,
I feel
wait,
like
then what the
people
fuck?
go like off the bounds with some things, or it's like,
There's
hey,
literally
think a little
reason.
bit. Science don't critique science, but like it's there for a little bit of a reason. Like,
I think that physically it's not like that, but maybe like energetically, like how like the magnetic fields and shit like that work and stuff like that. You know, mayy. I don't
You
know.
gotta
Field
watch
is
that
entirely-
video I was telling you about. Both of you actually.
I'm not a scientist, by the way. Do not quote me on any of this. Please do your own research.
I am a
I'm very
scientist.
ignorant.
I'm well respected in the community. My name is
William.
Albert Einstein. I'm a
William Fancy Son.
Yes, hello. But yeah, no, like that's always been a problem with me, like things sneaking up underneath my door, like Zombieland when they had that stuff like with the zombie like coming out, like I just have always a fear that like something's going to get me.
I hate pop.
Weird
I hate
when
pop up
zombie
stuff.
coming out.
So you know in Zombie when he's like on the toilet, it's like don't use public bathrooms, and then he ends up like having a zombie like
Oh,
underneath him.
Yeah.
Like I just always have like a subconscious fear all the time that like I need to know where my surroundings are. Like,
I used to
if
check-
the door is open, I'm slamming it shut. Like no one's coming in here. Like
Yeah, it's just like
ready
always
to
close the
go,
door behind
yeah.
me. Always look at all
Every
fucking
time I went
corners.
to the bathroom, I would check behind my shower curtain to make sure no one was in my
Me
shower.
too, dude. It always scares me when I'm like randomly brushing my teeth, and I'm like, I'm just, I don't know, there's like some weird feeling in the air, and I'm like kind of like doing that. I'm just waiting for something to pop up behind me, like as I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm just waiting for something just to like fucking go like this and like grab me and. Just, I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I gotta fucking fight and shit. I was like, I don't know why.
I it's just like a paranoid fear of just like.
It's like, what the fuck is it?
And it always disappears right after. And I know it's just maybe just like general anxiety, but like to be honest, generally
it's our
feels like
mind trying
something's
to fuck
there.
with us.
So. And
Or
like,
do you think it's energy?
I do think it's energy because I was just about to say when I'm just doing my stuff, like I do see like things in the air that like kind of whisk by.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like little known, but it's like an energy field, and then like there are black ones, and the black ones just always happen to be when I'm feeling like that. So I don't know if it's like weird energy or if it's just like.
Were you saying like shadow figures and shit like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of that happen.
I haven't seen them in a
I've
very
never
long
had
time,
it.
but
I have
I'm
had
glad
some
that I
weird
haven't.
I'm weirdly okay with that. And
Yeah.
it's just like, but it's
It's
also
like I know they're there, and I don't want to experience them ever again. So
Yeah.
just don't be near me.
Yeah, I
And
know.
this room is a sanctuary, by the way. So
We're safe.
it's like we're safe.
Okay.
So like I stage this shit all the time. That's what that fucking grid's for. I have like that Ankh thing over there, and then I also have a dream
I
catcher.
should probably get a regular cross on my body too.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was thinking about, because that's why I got the fucking pentagram, like, with all the symbols and shit to
Yeah.
counteract the Ouija board. And then I also got that too to counteract
That's because I was like, I
my-
should probably get just something tiny like that too.
But I also, like, have this... I was planning on getting, like, one of each. It wasn't like I started off with this and I was like, oh, let me do... Like,
Yeah, I remember
this
you talking
represents my,
about it.
like, balance
Yeah, I
for
remember
me.
you saying that shit.
Yeah.
We were talking about it before, where like my body just happens to be like good and like what I want. It's like yin yang. It's like
Yeah.
morphed into one. And I feel like a lot of people do that with their tattoo art because it's also like more graphic your tattoos are, the more people are gonna like look at you a little bit more and not like truly understand your feelings about something. Like you can kind of judge it. I don't know. People are judging.
You know, I'm a big believer in the yin. I was talking to him about it. I'm big into the yin and yang. I think that shit revolves around everything, honestly.
Yeah.
There is always an equal.
There's
always there has
There's
to
always
be
two sides.
Yeah.
There's always. I don't know. I like to say at least that there's always bad and good. There's always good and bad. It's just.
You have two options almost every time.
Yeah.
You can either do something or not, and it changes your whole demeanor. Whether you could do it, make yourself feel better, or you don't have to and make yourself. And I feel like finding that balance between both is, I guess, significant.
Yeah, they always say the tale of like the struggle between the two wolves within you. So there's a good wolf and a bad wolf, and they're always in a constant struggle, and it's like which one wins, and then the response is the one that you feed.
Yeah.
So that's just crazy. It's supposed to resemble the yin and yang also.
Break down the yin and yang for me, because I have a kind of an understanding to it, but I wanted more of it.
I honestly don't even know the actual shit behind it, but I know just the main purpose of what it looks like and what it represents.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the yin is the good energy and the yang is the bad energy. Like the yin's the white and the bad's the black. And then, but the thing is that there is good energy within the bad energy and the bad energy within the good energy, and then they all have to kind of like use each other, and then it all spins around.
Because you know, like the white portion has a small black dot, and the black portion has a small white dot.
Yeah.
It's like there's always a little bit of each in both.
I guess.
It's supposed to be the good. It's like that's why. Yeah, exactly what you said. Yeah.
So it's like, do you see, like, the good in the bad and like bad in the good?
I mean.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of like more of like a balanced way of like thinking about life, instead of just like kind of looking at everything at one side. It's like looking at it at both sides and seeing it for what it actually is, instead of what you think that it is.
Like there's definitely shit out there that's fucking bad. Everyone could agree that there's bad shit, but like most shit's just opinionated, so you just gotta look at both sides to it.
Yeah, it's also kind of like it's like yin and yang. I guess it's kind of like the silver lining. It's like, oh, this bad thing happened, but the good thing that came out of it is this happens because that happened.
Because like I was texting him, I was like literally like current situations. I was like, there's, you know, obviously right now the cops are looked at as like killers and shit, and then you have like the innocent people, and on both sides you have like bad and good happening. So like for the cops, you obviously have like police brutality and racism, but then you have all the cops kneeling and shit being with the protesters, and then on the other side, protesters just want what's better for the world and shit, but they also just like there's been cops that have been killed too, because like there's people killing cops and shit now.
It's like cops, that's just a word.
Yeah, it's like
so there's people on both sides doing good.
There's good humans and there's bad humans.
It's just that simple.
Oh yeah, I mean like it's always gonna be that bad and the good.
Yeah.
Like
because I don't think you're never gonna get rid of hate. And racism and people wanting to be better than others and shit. It's not gonna happen.
We've been doing this for how many freaking years? Look at Israel and fucking Pakistan.
That's what I'm saying. That whole area.
They're almost on 2,000 years of wars.
Yeah. Thousands of years.
The United States has only been set up for like how many years now? Like not even 500 years. Like.
Yeah, we're babies.
They were fighting more. They were fighting over.
Because it's so tribal over there. Yeah. When you look at Afghanistan, they don't view their country as Afghanistan until like they're being invaded. When they leave, everything turns back into their own like tribal areas and shit.
Just
and then they fucking go after each other.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Africa.
Iraq has.
I know the Native Americans did that too. There were always constant infighting between tribes and stuff.
Yeah,
between the
we're
lands.
Tribal people. That's what goes back to me. I think we need to assemble like towns and shit, because it's just it's towns is alright, but like more like city life. Like that's
large congregations of people.
That's literally bred for destruction, disease, and everything like that. And it's like it's not like
it's like an indicator that we shouldn't all be on top of each other. It's like nature's way of saying stop doing this.
Look at the graveyards.
It's just
the graveyards now are 3 or 4 bodies packed into one lot. And it's not even the same fucking like family. It's just different people.
Yeah.
Where they do unmark the graves and like get rid of the old bodies to replace the new one. It's like,
So your grave won't be there forever.
That's why I don't know if I'm gonna get buried in an actual coffin or not, because I just kind of want to like get buried like into the ground with all my stuff and then plant like a tree. Like on top of it, so like the tree can use my nutrients.
Come over with an axe, swing that.
Yeah, but like he's a fuck you, man.
Fuck you, bullshit. Steal your shit that you put in your grave and run away.
Yo, wait. Imagine if like you hollow out like the trunk and you store all my shit in there or some shit that as like mementos.
What if we just put your body itself in a tree and let it grow around it?
That would be crazy.
Yo, could you imagine?
You heard it first here, boys and girls.
You heard it first.
His face is gonna be morphed into a tree. Like, he's gonna become a tree.
Yeah, you know when you see faces in trees and shit?
What if that's it? They morph in with the fucking consciousness of the tree.
Skull is more dense than wood, so technically it would grow around your skeleton structure.
Yeah.
Could you imagine cutting that tree down, like, later in life, and, like, seeing a body in it?
You, like, cut off a branch, there's an arm in the branch.
What the fuck? How traumatic that would be to somebody.
Dick in a branch.
It's like, oh, look at this little tiny branch. It's just like some head.
People,
it's like, what the fuck?
People are trying to get syrup out of the tree, and they're just keep moving that branch.
Oh my god. That'd be so fucking disgusting.
We took it there.
Yes, we did. We could take it further. But we can't right now.
You can take it as far as we want to.
I guess if you hate, like, acorns, you can be teabagging people.
That'd be like your nuts fractured or something like that into smaller pieces. Check them out, people.
Do you guys believe in animalism? Where everything kind of has a spirit?
Yeah.
I mean, I think only living things, personally.
Not like rocks and shit, right?
No.
That's right.
I feel like that, like,
the land is the land. Like,
I feel like there's different dimensions of consciousness, and rocks and stuff are more like at a first dimension of consciousness, and then it goes up from there. We're at like a fourth dimension consciousness. It goes from like rocks to like plants to animals, and then to humans, and then we're supposed to like go past that. And maybe like superhumans, but then we eventually become like stars and then like universes. No, we become like a planet or something like that. I have a whole entire chart that actually explains it, but pretty much it's like the level of consciousness going from like a rock to pretty much like a fully formed fucking galaxy and solar system and shit like that.
Everything definitely has energy around. Like, what the fuck? Everything definitely has energy around it. Like when we went to Colorado, I was like, I don't know, I just felt that old like frontier history type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like. It didn't
it's there. You feel the energy residue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
People got like shot
But,
here,
like,
like
yeah,
if that's a real Western.
fucking old Western shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking just. Oh, like, cause there's a lot of what was it? I mean, it's all mountainous. They probably have all fucking caves and shit and like mines and stuff. I know they have a lot of mines in Colorado.
I've been to the
it's
old
just like all that
ones.
type of shit,
I like
all that old stuff.
Going into that old mine, because a lot of history happened. Like a lot of people work there every day.
People
and
die in that shit.
that
People
mine.
die in that shit.
And like people probably still die now in it. Like you know, like
for sure.
they I mean, besides
It's not good to inhale all that stuff all
No.
the time. It eventually gets to you.
like, which is crazy because like, were we supposed to ever find like
Yeah, I don't know.
like use that all the time? Like
No,
Probably
because
not.
because the thing is that the reason why I think that we're fucked
We
is
were
that
able to live
it's
that
because
way.
we're constantly taking and not giving back. So if we gave back, like say like every tree that we like took to create like a house,
Plant
and we just like
another
planted another one, I feel like we would be fine. But the thing is that we don't do that, and that's why all of our resources are going away, and that's why all these environmental factors are trying to fucking kill us off like every year, you know? Because I feel like it's like a kind of like Mother Earth like coming at us and being
I
like,
feel
yo,
like
fuck you, you know?
It's been getting more popular recently though, with like companies being like, oh, if you
if you buy this product, we'll like
or,
plant a tree. That's why I bought the land yacht one. You know the red skateboard that I have
Oh yeah.
with the owl on it.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. But that's the one. It's like if you buy that, we'll plant a tree.
Facts.
So I did that. I was like, yeah.
You have a lot more people doing
a
that.
lot of people, yeah, but it's just like now we're gonna be set up like for later because
That's the thing. It's gonna
people are gonna still be
grow.
because like people are still gonna populate people. Which
Yeah.
I did see something. It was kind of like a comedy special, but it was more of like the fact of like children like having 19 kids is too much. Like now we're
There's
gonna
people
build
with big
houses.
families.
We're gonna have this. We're gonna have that. Like if everything in moderation. Like don't have a big. I'm not saying don't have a big family because of it, but it's like you're gonna now have to have a house for them.
It's like
and
be
now their
conscious
kids.
about your decisions.
And now it's gonna be it's like
Think of the
we were
future.
gonna run out of houses. The timber that we're planting this year, and that grows in 10 years, are probably going to be cut down and already used for lumber later. Like, they're just recycling. It's just like, how about we just stop using wood?
Yeah, find another alternative.
We have plastic wood and stuff like that. Like, we don't.
I forget what it's called. Trex.
Trex.
There's something called Trex. It's weird. I don't know what it exactly is.
Yeah, it's like, why are we still using? It's like, why are we still destroying the environment when we already are pretty technologically advanced?
Yeah, we don't. We could use bricks, stone.
Yeah.
You can make stone, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah, it's like cement. I think it's like
cement. Yeah.
It's like, is it like a form of cement? Like, it's like brick is like a combined way. I don't know.
Brick, I think is. Sand press or something. But then,
it's like it has to do with sand.
But another
and shit
thing
too.
is like we could also be using sand dunes and stuff. Like, we don't have to always be reliant on wood land things. Like, it's like we have other resources we could tap into.
Like what?
Sand. Literally, if we found a way to like compress the sand.
Yeah, take all the deserts and just make them into
fantastic, because it would also unleash a lot of history about our own life. Because
you just make glass.
All that, yeah.
You just make everything out of glass.
Oh my god, everything would be so fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not brick.
It's clay.
Clay. Sand's clay.
I only know that because of Minecraft, by the way. Gotta put that out there.
Actually, see, this is why Minecraft is good. You learn simple
They teach
mining.
those basic things.
Those basic smelting things.
No, yeah, Trex is a company though, by the way. I looked it up, but it's still.
So that's the actual.
It's still a wood alternative decking and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Like, as long as it's like that.
Because it looks like wood.
Fine.
Yeah.
Like, if there's no problem with like heating or anything like that, if it's not flammable, and which is a lot of these houses now don't have flammable wood. Like, it's not real wood. It's just like wood in a plastic coating.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't we just use that plastic coating and make it harder and like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we live in plastic, it won't get too hot, it stays at a store temperature. Like, plastic, yes, is one of the worst things we could have done to the environment.
Yeah.
But we could have used it so much better. Plastic housing.
Why didn't we take all the recyclable things and just like, all the recyclables and just like turn them into like housing supplies? Like structures and foundations, try to make them like a fortifiable way to.
Yeah. What would you dig into the ground?
No, like just like, and like having it like more. There's so many things like we could have done.
Just basements and shit.
Oh yeah, that's where
make a basement or something. Make a whole ass basement.
Which I was gonna say, like when I went in the actual mine, like it was so cool. Like I felt so nice being there. It felt like lifting and like cool and like because it just felt okay. Like we're like maybe this is where we started to see creation of also underground stuff, which is also a problem because of hollowing out. But like go somewhere and like hollow out a fucking city.
Yeah, it doesn't. You have the whole Earth.
And apparently, there's rumors that in Egypt they have that, like underground some certain pyramids. They have a whole entire like underground like city and shit like that.
Oh yeah, because that's probably and that's because a lot of Egyptian like, what's that one artifact out in China, with the forbidden soldiers or whatever like that.
The terracotta soldiers.
Isn't that like a whole fucking city dedicated to a monument of one pharaoh, like
each,
or whatever?
Each and every one of them have like different faces and shit. That's like, crazy. That's dumb, and that's the problem. Like, if we found a way to incorporate the sand with it, we would find so much history. We couldn't even find fucking space alien crafts. Like, we have no idea. We were talking about how like the fucking library of Alexandria burnt down several times, and that's just like years and years of history worth.
It's like all of humanity's just collective consciousness over the years just got burnt down. So then we had to technically kind of restart after that. Yeah. Because after that generation died, that knew all the information firsthand, that shit's lost.
Yeah, we're only really.
If they didn't write it down. Or if they didn't pass it on in time and shit like that, you know?
Yeah, we're also missing history because a lot of people would just burn down the shit. Like, like they don't know what like record keeping was. If you didn't know what record keeping was, like, you would just burn it down. You would think it was just paper.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck at that time.
Yeah.
Isn't it Aleppo that's like one of the oldest cities in the world or some shit like that? And ISIS like bombed it to fucking hell?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mosul or Aleppo, Mosul?
Yeah, they wanted to destroy history about it. Like, they just...
they're literally, like... There's literally, stupid.
Even Hitler did it. Hitler was just gonna burn all the fucking art,
right?
Fucking, he was just gonna, or he really some art I think he liked, but I think he was just gonna burn most of it to be like get rid of Jewish art.
Yeah, when I was in Italy, they had this huge place that I think Napoleon and Hitler marched through, and then like they just like destroyed shit. Like,
they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
There was that whole movement
where
they were burning books and literature and shit.
Yeah.
When fucking Hitler was coming to power.
And that's just recently, and like if you really, because I know there was an account of where there's this one city that kept record keeping, and I think like nothing like Rome, but like pre-existing, like some sort of Roman like identity just took it over, wiped it clean, and then just started keeping up the record tabs, and they just kind of mimic what they had, but it's like not the true culture. It's not the true like record keeping. It's just like a copy. Everything's just a copy of something. Like we're trying to copy Athens in their democracy.
Yeah.
And like or some sort of democracy, but we also always want to go back to Rome and Roman ideas. So it's like we're always just trying to copy civilizations, but it's like there's no history. There's no history on it because it's just stories and tales that were just passed down. Like the Odyssey is informational, but like I know it's fantasy, but like.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to like recreate what the time was like back then through tales and stuff like that.
Like what happened to all the sea monsters if this was like
Wait, can I talk to you about how I think that the mythological creatures used to exist, but then they just killed them off, and then that like those mythological stories are just like tales of their encounters with them? Because like say with the Medusa, like the Gorgons, there was only like 3 of them. So if that guy went there, killed Medusa and shit like that, then that was the end of all of them. So there's no way they could reproduce. So, like, what if they existed, and then that story was
Medusa's
like made?
monster is called a what?
A Gorgon.
Gorgon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I had no idea. I thought there was only one, and I thought it was just Medusa.
Yeah, no, I think there was a couple of Gorgons.
Shit.
You know, not gonna lie to you, if you ever like actually like the yin and the yang to her story, like she just got literally fucked because the girl, like, she just had her husband just wanted to fuck her.
Dude, that's a lot of the
stories.
They're all like these tragic fucking like people getting fucked over and like
just
or
like
a god getting mad at
yeah.
like a fucking mortal and being like, you know what, fuck you, I'm turning you into a fucking cow or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Turns him into a bull.
It's like, what the fuck?
What did I do? Like, I think one of the thing was like there's this like Echo or something, like this guy's beautiful like fiance. This girl got jealous and like it just ruined her vocal cords. So when you say Echo, that's her saying her name. Yeah. So that's the forbidden love to find. And it's just like literally you were just jealous because another man liked another woman.
Yeah, literally.
Like
that's all it is.
That's
and
all
you wanted him for yourself.
And it's
and
just
it's
like
the fucking
you.
liberals, bro. That democratic liberal shit.
But yeah, those stories are so fucking crazy. Like I find them so interesting.
Yeah, they're
a lot of beast fucking too.
Oh yeah.
Zeus loved to fuck in an eagle form, half man, half eagle, like looking.
It's like, but why?
I mean,
yeah, it's some weird thing.
I mean, I'm sure it'd be cool to like fuck while you're like soaring in the sky as an eagle or some shit.
But like,
imagine
the other person's not an eagle.
Oh,
she's a human being.
Imagine you just like to dress up as an eagle and you just like to like seduce women like that.
Wait,
you just have an eagle
isn't
like.
That technically like rape? Because there's no way they would consent. They would just like force you to be like, nah, you're in love with me.
He basically, he's like, like I'm gonna seduce you and have a child with you and never see you again. Like half
like,
the Minotaur, like that, like just like right, like there's some sort of half the demigods is because Zeus couldn't keep it in his pants, like
dude. That fucking.
Like, but every time he fucked as a beast, he never fucked as a god.
It's so weird. But like,
because he's a gangster.
He is the true beast.
He's the true beast.
But
he's Mr. Beast.
Do you think that like I heard this theory that there was so this is some crazy shit and I'm about to tell you a tale. This is what people originally thought that like civilizations came from and shit like that.
Okay.
So they thought that like what the fuck, Atlantis was like real or some shit like that, and then eventually it got so it's like civilized, it eventually like collapsed and everything, and like so the survivors of that lived on to go on to like Egypt and stuff like that. And then they started like the civilization there, and then it all started from there. And it's like Egypt, then it went into like the Greek, and then so on.
Once Egypt, I feel like definitely got opened up to the public because of like Greek and Roman once they started actually getting invaded, a lot of shit started hitting the fan.
Yeah.
Because they were so civilized. They had everything. They were record keeping. They had everything going. It's
They did. And I'm like,
damn,
you guys are fucking smart.
Where did that come from?
They're aliens,
And a lot of people say aliens, but
they are aliens.
Or unless
I feel like Atlanteans are aliens, and then they spread their
say,
DNA to the Egyptians, and then it goes
do
on.
you think, like,
and then now we have the residual DNA from those ancient aliens in our bodies now.
I do have dabbled around like the thing of where we're not like actually like there's something watching over, and that's where I guess everything feels like a civilization, like not civilization. Oh my god, simulation.
Simulation.
Where it's like we're being monitored, we're just like watching, but like the people that are.
What do you think that's monitoring us?
Oh, I don't know, like something that just is like I don't know. More like I'm not like heavy into the simulation thing because it's just like that.
What would you say?
Whack, but there are some glitches where it's just like you think you do something and all of a sudden you're like I didn't do that. Like I thought I just did that before, and you can imagine yourself doing it, but you just never did it.
Yeah.
That happens. Sometimes I'll say something, and then like immediately I'll be like, "Did I just like open my mouth and say like?"
Yeah, me too. And it's like I had no idea what the fuck it is. Like, did I actually just say something?
Or like when you like walk in, you're gonna do something, you walk into a room, you just completely forget. And you're like, why did I walk over here? You know, it's like your fucking sim fucking thing got canceled. Your
your mission got
you're supposed to do. Yeah.
I feel like the people that are able to like get out of that simulation phase is more of like that, like a hand group of just like it just gets picked, and that's like the modernization where it's like we're still made, but we're not made in the way we think. Like the way we think of a god is actually just like a science experiment. Like what happens if civilization rose, which is kind of funny with Atlantis because if they had they able to go underneath water, that mimics the same side of pressure and everything that mimics space. That's why astronauts go in water to practice all their surgical stuff.
Oh shit!
That's crazy.
So they literally mimic the same in space. So all they need to do is get out of the water and into space, which
because
we now have now.
I think the reason why they do that is because they say that when you're in space, you lose all the muscle mass in your like muscle density, and you pretty much become like a vertebrae. Like your skeleton becomes a vertebrae because you don't need all the muscle to support yourself. Yeah. So you pretty much like lose all that, and you become like a space fish.
Yeah.
So
you know you do.
Crazy.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Because
you always have to work out.
Yeah. Yep.
You have to work out all the time. You have to fucking do a certain amount of. I think you have to do like 8 hours a day of like hardcore training or some shit like that, or
just
6.
To keep it up. Yeah. And then I think you gotta eat. Like
you gotta eat a specific amount of like calories and like a certain amount of times during the day and shit like that, and then when you come back, it's like recovering from a really hardcore sports injury because like all your muscle and your bone density is still fucked because like you're still losing it. It's just that you're trying to just.
Right? Don't you get shorter?
Yeah, because you're not.
I think so.
No, you get longer.
You get longer.
Oh yeah, because gravity's not pulling you down.
You get shorter when you come back. So like your
we need to go to space, dude. I need to get taller.
Well, I was gonna say there's something you can mimic that if you want. If you want to grow an inch, you can just hang upside down, and your vertebrae falls, and gravity can.
There you go. Hang upside down for like some time every day.
Guys, hold me by my feet. Hold me by my ankles, upside down.
We'll put your feet near our head, and we'll just wait until your body slowly reaches the ground, and you'll be all right.
That'd be crazy as hell, dude.
Yo, could you imagine if that actually would work?
Can we do it?
You want to try? First, get some socks on. You sockless.
No, we're not doing this because I'm gonna die from all the blood rushing from my head. Probably.
Your head's gonna like pop open or some shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a bleed in your eye, like
a bleed in my eye. Yeah.
It's just like we just went through a lot of material so quick. Like it's just like all of a sudden the vibe just dropped off and it like re-kick again. It's just allowing them the breath of being like, holy shit! Like we just heard so many different.
Yeah, their minds are done being blown for some time now.
It's like repetitive punches and
they gotta like wipe up their drool and shit.
Yeah. They gotta go back to the corner and get talk to their coach.
Like a refool.
Yeah.
Talk to their coach.
Yeah, they'd be like, yo, you gotta get back in the game. You gotta hit him with the left hook. Hit him with the left hook.
You gotta keep moving.
Keep moving. If you start to feel dizzy, don't worry about that.
Ignore it.
Yo, you looking at me? I thought your head was turned the entire time when you were looking at me.
No, I was looking this way, and then at the end I turned to look at you.
Alright, good, because I was like staring out that window, and like all of a sudden I turned back and your head's staring at me. I was like, oh, hello, how long were you there?
No, yeah, it was only for, like, you looked at, like, right as I looked.
Oh.
We met eyes at the same time, right?
I have a problem with that. I always lock eyes with somebody, but like whenever like something's going on, it's just like, it's just like fuck yeah. It's just I always have a problem with like people looking at me, like they have full attention.
When we first started smoking a lot, I would like look at him and he'd just be looking at me and he'd smile.
That was so funny, dude. Oh my god.
It was every time.
We remember when you were talking about how like when you're like, dude, I was like looking into your eyes and I felt like I was actually talking to like
you. Yeah, because I was like. He was like talking to me and we were talking about how like the body is just the husk, I guess, around your soul. Like you are your soul. The body is just the vehicle that you're driving.
Yeah.
Right, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Jean was like, when I look into your eyes, it looks like I'm looking into the person operating that vehicle. You know, instead of talking to like the actual body. He was
talking there and I was sitting there and I was like, you know what?
I guess we're on to something. Continue.
Is that birds?
Yeah.
Dude, there's
what the fuck? All these crows literally just going around circling us.
Are they crows?
Yeah, dude. Yes, they are. There are a bunch of crows just circling my house right now. Squawking and making all that noise. I hope they all fucking...
Omen?
No, crows are...
Are we the anti-crows?
I'm gonna take a mimic.
It's Odin, bro.
It's Odin.
We are all from that kind of descent in that area.
I do follow, because as someone who just happens to also be a Christian, it sucks because I do like branch out to other gods. I did actually.
Like pagan religions.
I did just pick up a thing on Norse mythology. Found a book on my Norse mythology, like in my fucking in one of my dad's toolboxes in the shed. Don't know where that
That's
went.
Weird.
Very weird. Dude, it's a universal placement to get you to like look into it. It's like now it's the time for
did
you to
you
look into
did you guys see my Facebook not my Facebook, my Instagram post with the pipe?
With the pipe.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. What was I saying?
Oh, we're talking about the meat vehicle.
Meat vehicle,
talking about,
yeah.
Like how
I was doing some alchemy on. I used Sharpie on this pipe thing that I found, in a random thing. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the thing for water, and that's for air.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I have all like look at my back. I have all those symbols on each point.
Yo, dude, bro, put your shirt back on. What the fuck?
Get
I wanted to get that. That was the other thing. That was the other
elements.
thing that was in the back where I was gonna have the 4 elements, just kind of like north, south, east, and then get like a compass, but for like the 4 elements.
Yeah.
On my back, but I just actually prayed to prayed to Odin.
Did you?
Yeah, and other gods and stuff, and Hindu gods.
I feel like
and stuff, so that's actually
definitely,
nice.
dude. I have Lord Ganesha
Why
over
not?
there. It's one of the Hindu gods. I love him.
It's well, that's what it is. Why not? Like, it's just more of like.
It's like you're allowed to pray. I feel like you're just invoking like a specific
it's like I'm a
part
good
of
person.
qualities.
Don't pick me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do.
So
Unfortunately, because I'm Christian, I do worship like more of a God as the
Right,
God. But
yeah.
like, I just like give me support and aid to continue this journey
Yeah,
that I'm on with what path. But crows, I believe, are what, like the spiritual energy within Norse mythology. Like, what are crows? Do you guys?
Or is that a raven?
They are.
Or is it a raven?
I think crows are the same, but I'm pretty sure that I know when a crow squawks around people, that means it's like the sign of a spiritual awakening. You know, so that's why they were all circling and squawking and stuff like that, because it was a signal of that. Like
So
it's
we
kind of like
unlocked some
going
shit
into
when
your
we were talking.
intuition. It's like you're going more into like connection with the universe and stuff like that.
Do you guys feel
Or-
grounded right now at all?
What?
Do you guys feel like a weird ground, like you can breathe a little bit easier?
I honestly haven't noticed anything. Kind of
Or maybe you got grounded.
Yeah, maybe that was
Maybe
for
we
you.
grounded you.
Because like it's just more like
Because you're the
it
one
just
that
feels
prayed
like
to
the right
Odin,
place,
so-
right time type of material.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of like
You unlocked a certain energy that you're gonna. You got initiated. So I'd say.
Bro, you're going to Valhalla, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
that's good. Not gonna lie to you, I found out actually like there is some, like, my mom did the ancestry, whatever, like, like, I'm so in root in fucking Irish that they were like,
really?
they were like Celtic tribes. Like, I'm like, yo, like, I was like, yo, Celtic tribes? Like, there's a potential that I'm descended from a Celtic tribe.
Do you have to pay for that?
I probably
info?
did.
What did she use?
Ancestry or, like,
because
I'll
I did
find
ancestry.
out, guys.
Yeah, I did ancestry. I just don't know.
23andMe, maybe?
What did we do? We did My Heritage or some shit.
Yeah.
We did one of the first one. That one said I had like the tiniest bit of fucking, what was it? Of just Scandinavian countries. And I was like, yo, I'm a fucking kid.
Oh, yeah,
no,
dude.
but my new one was just like, nah, you're just fucking white, you're Irish, dude.
Well, yeah, that's what it was like. It was so cool. Cause
it's still like a pagan type of country, though.
Pagan?
Right?
Yeah.
At least back then it was.
Oh, yeah. They, actually, one thing, I don't know if it's Irish or not, but one thing is the knock on wood. It's a form of wood spirits.
Wood spirits?
I don't. There was a professor that I had that used to tell the tales so great. I really wish I could share that info with you, but I'll look it up. But it's wood spirits. It's basically so the spirits don't fucking like come in your house and kill you.
Yeah.
Like it's like a treatment of being like, hey, thank you so much. Like people would actually have to leave. Like how they would light like an incense for Zeus or anything. They would have to go knock on the door before in and out. To just be like, okay, no woodland spirits are gonna come here and like cause harm and mayhem.
So it's like if you don't knock and you walk in, shit can follow you or something,
or something, or they can come in your house at night.
I've heard about that.
Like there's
either way,
there's a miss jumbo because I don't really remember it, but I'll come back. I'll come prepared for it. But it's like a general synopsis of like that's been woven into like our culture, but that used to be like a fear.
Yeah.
Right.
That I think it's Irish or some sort of
it's
like
from
thing.
that area.
Something over there,
And it's just funny how they went from that to like actually like what are Irish people? Catholic?
Yeah,
Catholic or something.
Christian.
Which is like Catholics are even hardcore Christians. Like they take that shit literally.
Yeah.
Like you fuck up, you die. Like you're excommunicated. It's crazy.
It is fucking crazy.
I don't like Christian.
They're like some of them are really like strict.
Religion in general is very weird for me.
I feel like they're all just like schools of thought instead of like things that you really have to live by. It's just like you should be as your own person, and then you like kind of like have them like influence how you live, but it shouldn't be like exactly how you live.
Just kind of.
I just find it freaky for some reason. It just freaks me out.
What do you mean? Like,
I don't know.
Like the structure.
Just constantly
in,
conforming to something that's not really you.
I don't know, because like the first time I went to the Met, I don't know, have you ever been there?
The museum, the Met?
Yeah.
Yes.
They have the whole like, you know, all the knights and shit, like that whole part with, you know, then all the old Christian, I don't know, it's just weird because like everything has his like face on it and everything's like for Jesus or God or whoever. And I don't know, I'm just like,
I saw that in Italy too. There was a lot of like biblical artwork.
Because it's just like, what if he is real, or some shit? And then like this is all, I don't know. It's just like that's all.
But
from
it's
that
so
time.
weird
I guess
because
I'm, like,
when I
feeling
went
the weird
to
energies from it.
When I went to Italy, they explained how like there was a form of Jesus in the Old Testament, and then when there was a New Testament, they kind of like revamped his like character and how like God was and shit like that, or something like that.
Well, God perceived in the Old Testament was
like very cruel, and when
also,
you die, you just die.
But also, that's if you really guys want to know, it's separated from faith. That portion of the Bible is written from the Hasidic Jews.
Yeah.
The New Testament is written by Reformed Catholics or Christians.
Yeah.
So like you need to like, it's so crazy, but like I had a professor that was like, you need to separate them as two separate books.
Because they are.
Even though they're the same collab, and it's just a different message. Because like it's just God is like God versus God versus humans. But then he decided to bring his son into it. But it's like, yo, like. And what were you saying? Because I know you need to separate the books immediately, and I just want to get that a little bit clear.
I was just gonna say that it's like a whole other.
I gotta do more research.
No, you're right, because it's like a whole other separate teaching.
Yeah,
of life.
But the same God.
Yeah, it's like.
It's a little weird.
All these Middle Eastern countries and like Jewish people and like Christians, like they all worship the same God, but they all don't understand that.
at all. Like,
and they all decide to fight.
Jewish is like no prophet. Like, Jesus, like Christians is Jesus' prophet.
Right.
Muhammad is Israel's. Islam's is prophet. All for the same God, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It basically is like, no, y'all do now. I'm going to make the same religion, but that fits my criteria. That's my only like actual judgment on Christianity. I feel like it's hard to break that cycle because they don't really conform to like yin and yang or Shanoism or any like Taoism or anything like.
There's a lot
that's
of like
freeing
multiple
the mind.
factors.
It's more structured and something that's pointed out like all the time, which is just kind of crazy. It's just like the Roman thought. It's like, it's just basically like Christianity is like for the poor because it's easier to like something about basically Rome creating Christianity as a form of structure to keep people in check.
Oh,
Yo, didn't I tell you about
talk about that all the time?
When I was a kid, I literally went on a forum page and I literally did a whole entire essay on that about how like religion was created to kind of like get people just to kind of act in a good manner so they can control them easier and shit like that, so they would do less crime. Mm-hmm. Like they would keep the population at a good.
Everything too is like do not kill, do not steal, do not respect thy neighbor, like respect thy like household.
He has like good basic morals to keep everybody in check.
Yeah. And then they ask for money. They're like, oh, you want to do this? Give us money. Yeah, you want to go to heaven? Give us money.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like that happened. People
that
paid to get out of heaven.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm so sorry.
No, to get into heaven.
Like to just have your sins cleared.
Mm.
Yeah.
And like you would have to confide to a priest every week or every time you considered a sin. What knows more of the church? The church. What must be into the government?
You know what's crazy?
Church.
You know what's crazy as fuck?
I love God.
What if they set up all the confession things so they know what people's like deepest fears are, so they can like all like kind of collect it and be like, so this is how we
the
like.
whole time they're recording everyone's voices.
Yeah, they're like, okay, so like this is like what general people's fears are and what they do, and like that was a way of like psychologically understanding like people. Yeah. Kind of.
Have you guys?
But I highly doubt that they were smart enough to do that though. But that's just.
Never know.
Or maybe they could be. But
the Vatican.
There
is a lot of shit behind the Pope. There's that part of that video that I was watching at Walt Disney. There's an image of the Pope that just seems to disappear. He does his morning routine. There's just a black like thing, like black hallway or something, like, you know, it's like chambers or whatever, it's dark, and then all those window like Santa things that just like come out and do a little wave and then like disappear.
I've been to the Vatican before. I know what you're talking about.
So that Pope like turned like this, and he didn't walk fully in there. He just stopped and just.
What the fuck?
So there's now speculation that the Pope, that they're even doing this for security reasons, and I get that. Do it for security reasons, and the Pope needs to do that. People don't like Pope Francis because Pope Francis is radical. They're never going to elect another Pope Francis ever again. Pope Francis is.
How is he what way is he radical?
Supports gays. Supports
right?
everything that the Catholics are hardcore against.
He's just very liberal in his ideas and actually
he's the Bernie
being
Sanders
a
of
human
popes.
being.
Like he's like free, like love everybody. Like he's a true believer of Christian.
Right.
Yeah.
But the people that like take over like the Vatican is just scary alone. Not like the scary of the church.
Isn't there like a fucking throne in the basement or some shit to Satan?
Yeah,
or there's like something like that.
I know there's sacred, like the American Dad really fucked me up with that, because like there are sacred daggers to kill demons and shit like that. Like you're telling me that didn't fucking exist. You were afraid at some point that demons were gonna kill you.
Yeah.
They thought that literally people were possessed by demons, and they were like, "Fuck that shit, we're gonna kill you," and they did it. And
there's thousands of bones and shit underneath the Vatican, just tunnel of bones, because of just where people have been buried, like the whatever sacred burial grounds. Like, how many people did you bury down there?
What the fuck?
I've been down there.
Catacombs?
I've literally been in the catacombs. I've been inside of the catacombs before.
Have you been to all of them?
I've been in the one
that would scare the fuck out of me, honestly. I think that would make me I'd feel so weird in there.
I think there's somebody that snuck into the catacombs, a little side story, that got stuck in there and died, by the way.
Really?
And the people found her because her battery life died, and she just wandered the path. Like she had her like flashlight, and like it just went black.
So
just imagine just
it's
walking in the dark.
Yeah,
alone.
I've been in there.
That's black. There's no sun in there.
You can get lost in there. Literally, there's so many corridors and different ways that you could just go down, and it just.
I thought they planned for
There's
it.
no light. There's no light.
Why?
They can't have light in there.
Why?
Why what?
No, why that big? There's so much unexplored territory in the catacombs. You're telling me.
Oh, definitely. They definitely probably would not let me go down.
No.
Like it was only like.
One probably giant room, right?
Yeah, it's like they only took you to like the surface area of everything, but you could clearly see that a lot of shit led down more. But they were like, "Oh, we don't allow people down there and shit like that." Because like, I guess it could be because like they don't trust people to fucking go down there and like not destroy it.
Yeah.
But or there was just like a lot of like crazy shit going down there, you know.
Well, that's where everyone has problems with like sewers and the alligators and shit like that. Like, there's always a constant fear that there's an underground, which there gotta be underground things living down there.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What if that's where they expelled the demons?
They turned into huge turtles.
Oh shit, the
Demons occupied turtle bodies and grew.
Teenage
Mutant Demon Turtles.
Yo, instead of helping people, they just make you out of pizza. Like you are human pizza. Like they use lettuce sauce like that.
It's in Italy, yo. It's in Italy. It makes sense.
Yo. That's like Paradise's PD like having like fucking Red Lobster made out of old people. Y'all ever see that?
No.
Watch Paradise PD. Like they're Red Lobsters like basically growing seafood, and their premises is like, how can you have a $4.99 lobster during Lobster Fest? Like we can't keep. There's not enough lobsters for that. Like they like just basically make old people like scallions are popping off their neck and shit. It's mad funny. Like it just is great. Yeah, but catacombs and shit, man. Like the church. Like, you ever watch Priest? Like the movie Priest, where like the vampires.
I want to watch that.
I saw that a long time ago.
It's on Netflix now. I just watched it.
I wanted to watch it. I have it on my list.
Like
I want to watch
the church's big thing.
And shit, right?
And the church's big thing is like be safe, do your religious duties, and go home.
Do you watch any anime?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen Castlevania?
Yes, I'm on season. I have to finish season 3. It's on the list.
I fucking love the way they portray the church in that movie.
Yeah, it's
show.
Yeah.
It's like they show them in a very corrupt fucking.
Because that's how it actually is.
Yeah,
that's how it was.
They're showing it from the people's standpoint of like these fucking motherfuckers, you know.
That's what I love about that.
The church is fucked, and even just that one episode in Full Metal Alchemist where it's the Brotherhood, where they go into church and it's like. They dismantle the whole church religion, a church-based.
Yeah, don't they fucking eat all the people and shit like that or something?
Yeah,
or
like the Bloodstone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just perform simple miracles, and it's like that's so manipulated. Could you imagine? Like, there's no proof on it. There's literally a portion of the Bible that's doubtful Thomas that's basically like saying like you need validation because you don't need validation that I'm here helping you. When Judgment Gun, they've been talking about Judgment Day for how fucking long?
Yeah.
And I know it's in the air when it's gonna come back soon, or even if it's gonna come back, but that's just the false hope that people give.
Where people are like, yo, shit's gonna happen on this year. I promise.
I feel like that Mayan shit. I feel like that 2012 thing. It's just like it's not the end of the world. I feel like that it was just kind of like a universal consciousness upgrade. It's like
calendars for the rest of eternity.
Yeah, it's like, or they just ran into space and that fucking
point.
Yeah.
They probably thought that they weren't gonna live that long.
That's what I'm saying.
Which
probably just like the last guy died and they could make more calendars.
Didn't the Mayan like just disappear?
I think so. One of those civilizations, or like
that was like
the Mayans.
One of them.
Was it the Inca? I think.
Some shit like
that. But
like
still, there's no form like.
But there's no like.
So that's the funny thing. It's like, were they actually like writing it and then just happened to die, or did they unlock something that?
Wait, I thought
did they get into a new level of consciousness and get beamed up? Wait, what did you say?
Like, I thought that happened to a lot of tribes where, like, apparently a lot of them just kind of disappeared without a trace.
Yeah, there's one. I know there's one where it's
maybe
bunch
they just
of
moved
caves and stuff. No, I'm talking about like everything's still in place. Like
no, I mean like they just left it, but then everybody just kind of like picked up and left.
They don't know. It just there's an eeriness where it's like, where did these people go? There's no form of like
any tracks that they did
like,
anything.
It's like basically saying like
they got beamed out of
like
existence.
Egypt shit stayed in Egypt.
Yeah.
what happened to them that this small community that was undiscovered all of a sudden just were all wiped out, and there's no regulation of like pottery somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like it's just in one collective, like I think honestly most was diseases and like stuff like that. So like it just disease ridden, like it just was poor because most of these were like in mountains, in like wetlands, like it's possible. Famine and like anything could have happened. We don't know, but like
just living in the wilderness in general without that much protection is risky.
But a lot of them were so civilized that they could have offended, and they made temples and shit. Like it's so weird on how like uncivilized they were, but civilized they actually were. But also like where
crazy.
the fuck did they go?
It's like in one aspect they were so great, but in other aspects they were also not as great. Because I feel like it's the same shit now with our civilization here. It's like we're really good in technology and shit, but we still have racial issues. You know, it's like we made like crazy ass fucking technology that could like save our whole entire civilization, but we use it to play fucking apps instead of like fixing our world, you know?
No, yeah, that's why China, I feel like is so like technologically advanced more than us because of their technology is mostly based off of everyday comforts and medicine.
Yeah.
Like when COVID-19 happened, they were already fucking working on a cure, which is kind of suspicious already because they had not a cure, but an antibody that could work.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey,
but I feel like
did you have that? Or
it's like, did you create it, or like it's like, or they already gone through something like that so many times as a civilization that they already kind of have themselves like a whole basis in place to be like, okay, when this shit goes down, then we have to enact these policies, and everybody just kind of whips into place because they're already used to it, you know?
Yeah,
like we don't have that, so that's why the coronavirus is so fucking crazy.
I mean, American healthcare alone, we could have a thing on that, but like China was just, I feel like China's kept the media out because they control the media because they are what are they?
The government is everything.
What form of communism is there? Are they? They're like the red trade or renegade?
I don't know.
No, they're called something different. The Republic, the Chinese Republic or whatever.
Yeah,
it's basically a fancy word of saying you're a dictator with democratic needs. And you need it because you need democracy, but like you also need dictatorship. You need a strong leader to tell like, hey, this is what's going to happen, which mimics the president without checks and balances. Mm-hmm. But we need those checks and balances. But anyway.
It's kind of like what I was talking about before. It's like you need those goals and you need like the thing to enact it. Yeah. You know? And a lot of people only have dreams, but don't have that action. A lot of people only have that action without any dreams. It's like you need that one person as both.
Yeah, and that's hard to come by.
Yeah, it is, because that's like superhuman, once in a lifetime thing. Yeah. Unless that the new generations just kind of like work up that everybody's like that.
Once the old generation dies, we'll be fine.
I feel like that too.
To be honest with you, like once we get rid of like most of the people that are thinking this way, like I know racism's taught and everything, and like things are taught, but like.
But I feel like it stops at our generation.
Because
like if we're the old people, they're probably not going to be.
The other day, like there's a lot of people now. Like you're most likely going to become friends with someone that knows better, anyways. So you're.
Yeah, we teach ourselves and kind of fix it.
Yeah.
Like, either way, you're going to grow up and get to a point where you can make your own decisions and your own opinions. And you're most likely going to realize, why the fuck would I be this hateful towards someone?
Yeah, we also have technology and like information at the fingertips of, you know.
Like, what do we
just look at anything else?
Yeah, what do we use it for? We look at like if we want to search up something crazy, we would search it up right now. Like we have the technology to go. This is technically our library.
Yeah, that's our fact checker.
This is our fact checker.
Instead of physically having to go travel all the way there and read a book, it's literally right there.
And that's why a lot of things are being more. But this is also good because this is
ramping everything up.
This is creating stuff, but I don't want to be like a Wall-E scenario where we're all sitting in chairs and dying. Like,
yeah,
you know, like
I feel like that we have to consciously like not do that.
If you can't be on your phone, all I'm saying is you can't be on your phone for less than like an hour. Like besides checking like what's up, like sometimes I get it. Sometimes you need to text somebody or you need to do something like that's okay. But I'm talking about like.
Yeah, just at a boredom, just fucking
constant like social media and shit. It's bad.
Yeah, it sways your brain. It alters your brain chemistry and how you think of things.
Just an example, just to take it out. Like me and this girl aren't talking as much on the phone because we don't want to have that
Yeah, it's like
that
you want that genuine real life relationship. You don't want a relationship through a phone.
And that's the best way she put it. Like, and it's different. Like, I guess when you're in a relationship, because it's more of like, hey, what's up? Like, I can't be here. Like, this is what's going on. But like, it's just like, technology is also could be bad, because it like brings like there's this kid I happen to know. I'm gonna call him K. Always talking to his girl. Yeah. All the time, like.
It's like
all the time. It's like where is yourself, like yourself?
Where's your personalized self?
Where's
who are you?
Yeah, it's like so involving, because now I can text you on like the touch of a fingertip. Yeah. Like, instead of calling and doing all this stuff, like doing all those like hour prep work, it's just, hey, when you coming? Okay, I'm over here.
Yeah, it's more efficient now.
Yeah, it's more efficient, but it's also like everything in moderation, and I feel like technology is obviously not being used in moderation. No. Not at all.
Right. Dude, there's fucking children that have iPads and iPhones. It's bad.
Yeah, it's like, why do you need that?
We had that technology when it came to TVs and games and stuff, but that wasn't shit you could bring around with you and fucking carry it everywhere.
PS2 had like 3 wires, right? PS2 had the wire to hook up to the TV, the wire that hooked up to the AV.
Yeah, the red, yellow, and white plugs.
Like, we didn't have like the PlayStation Portable. I always think that's funny, because that was like the main thing that happened. Like RIP PlayStation Portable, but like
the DS. The DS was probably the first thing we got, besides like shitty little flip phones. The DS was the first like portable.
Yeah.
Well, there were also shitty little games and stuff.
Yeah, Game Boys, but DS was DS.
That's true. Yeah.
The Game & Watch was technically like the first portable one.
Yeah.
There was like it was only made for one game specifically, and it was like a portable little thing. Like, remember that little shits you got at McDonald's and Burger King?
Like that's what I'm saying. You have those little fucking cheap ass plastic games.
Yeah, back then that's what it originally was. Yeah. Like, that's what the Game & Watch was. Like, Mr. Game & Watch in the fighting game? Like, that's what he is. It was like that solid, like, black
Tomodachi shit.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember, like, the little, like we finally started getting CD portable players? And then, like, also, like,
I remember
the little episode ones,
yeah.
like, the little episode ones where it play. I recently just found those, by the way.
Oh my god,
my grandma's thing, like, the old, like, little box, you used to have, like, the Drake and Josh, like, one episode in. You would put it in and only play that one episode.
Yeah, yes! Yeah. Dude, okay, hold on, you're like, bringing back, like, crazy memories.
I remember this.
I remember, I know what you're talking about.
I found it when I split out my mom's house. I sold it. But I was like, because it was a kid, I was like, you're going to enjoy this a lot more than when I did. Like, this is more of like a rite of passage.
Yeah.
But motherfucker,
it's like a Toy Story moment.
I would have watched that shit for days. Like,
yeah. It was such a fucking crazy ass, like, thing.
It had everything, little Nick shows.
Yeah. I loved it.
Now look at us. You got fucking Hulu, Netflix, you got streaming, we got movies coming out to DVD, going straight to your home theater, which is working out a lot better than going to the movie theater. And it's like, oh, I wonder why, and like, people don't have to fucking go out.
Yeah.
They're gonna spend their money.
Just buy it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I want to go to the drive-in movie theaters.
Yo.
Jackie sent me more ones from the mall. I'll forward them to you.
I've been in one drive-through movie. It was a terrible experience.
Really? Why?
We originally were watching, I think not a Will Smith movie. I don't remember which one.
I'm Legend, I Robot.
Just a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
No, but it wasn't like that one, because it was more of like moving out to Ohio, but like it was around the same time fucking the Golden Army Hellboy 2 was out. I remember that specifically because I was also watching that movie.
Was it when he was a superhero or something?
No, when Hellboy was fucking killing the elves or something.
No, I'm talking about like Will Smith, like Hancock? In his movie. Hancock.
I don't think it was Hancock. My mom would have probably never took me to see Hancock.
Yeah, because like that's what I'm thinking. That's what I thought.
It's not like I am like, but anyway, I've been there, and my mom didn't know how to shut off the lights, so we sat through 3 movies worth of shows. Like 4 hours because my mom was afraid to shut off the light. I mean, my sister got embarrassed.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
So my mom just said, "Fuck it," turned it on. Found, by the way, after 2 seconds after she left the parking lot, found the light to turn it off because it was a new car. like obviously we rented one. So like everyone was honking at us and everything like that. Like it was just like. I had a terrible experience in a drive-through my first time. It's such a magical moment too, right? Like you're like that is you can act the way you want to act in the car. Like if you want to
like you can be with your homies and shit. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You can
like
nobody else will complain.
Get fucking killed. Like
you can just make whatever commentary.
Anything, and then like
can't do that in the theater.
I mean, you could.
You could, but you would be a dick, and everybody's like, "Oh, fuck you!"
It's like, it's like shut up. Like, it's just funny when it's like, "Oh, kill him!" Like, if you do it once, but like after like a while, but like maybe I want to do that again.
I used to be that heckler in movies when I was younger. I used to like make fun of the movie while it was happening. I actually got everybody to laugh though, so I was actually pretty proud. So I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then some other guy tried to like do it too. Until I do it, and nobody laughed. I was like, ah,
idiot.
Yeah, he tried to like impress his girlfriend. It did not work. I was like, oh no.
I was like, fucking
impressing girlfriends.
Fuck you.
I feel like that's like stupid shit. That's stupid. It's like, why am I dating you if I have to constantly impress you?
Yeah, exactly. They should be cool with who you are. You don't fucking impress anyone.
Like the masculinity, like there was just like a group of guys that were all punching a bag, and I stayed back, and they were like, "Why are you staying back?" I was like, "I don't need to prove myself there. Like I don't give a fuck."
It's like, who the fuck are you? It's like, I don't give a shit.
It don't matter how hard you hit. It depends on how. Like if you fought me, I'm not gonna punch you straight in the face like with like a punching bag that's probably rigged anyway.
It's like you're supposed to hit the training bag to build up like the calluses on your fists, so like when you punch people it doesn't like hurt as much. Like you can use it like for full force, but it's supposed to like over time like just kind of like build that shock like in your arm. Cause like if you do punch things, like you punch shit before, it hurts after. It fucking hurts. So like you're hitting a training bag, it like kind of like builds up that fucking thing over time.
It makes your joints like kind of.
There you go. I don't give a fuck.
Kind of just like boom boom, like you know, it just makes it like everything like when you hit a car, when you get like the shock back, like it's basically building that muscle to impact all the time, but it's like
the recoil in your
why do you need to throw all your punch into a machine to impress a girl that you possibly won't fuck later anyway? So I don't get a masculinity.
It's like, or you could just work out really, and then like, or you could just work out, look really good, and and just don't have to display your power at all.
You just like, I got it, bro. Like,
Because I would hate in high school when like people would like walk up to each other and just like you go like pretend to fight and shit, and they're like swinging it. I'm like, what are you trying to fucking prove? I'm like, you don't fucking look cool.
Wait, hold on. I just got a random ass thought going back to that Pope thing. What were you saying that like when he fucking just turns around and goes into the pitch blackness? Was it like a hologram you were talking about, or like he just kind of like?
Hey, like picture it like frame by frame. Like it's a news segment. Picture it frame by frame. Actually, let me see if I can find. But it just disappears. Pope disappears.
It's so fucking weird.
On TV, yep, here it is. First fucking video.
Need to watch this.
Oh, okay. This isn't it.
It's not a beach, it's a bathtub.
Oh. Same. I did that actually in the pipe that led all the way to the thing. I was like, and I got really scared because, like, could you imagine if there was like something living in it and it was just like, and it was just like, all right, like you would shit.
Time to fucking go.
I still can't get over all those fucking crows before.
That's crazy.
Another universal sign.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. What?
Those crows before. That was another sign, like a universal sign. That was crazy.
Another thing I do think of the crow, which is something I just happened to be into that with the crow. It can't rain all the time, like the actual movie. Like I did been seeing that like a lot, like just like periodically in my life. So it's like, all right, maybe like this is my time to shine. Like literally, like the rain is gone. Like oh wait,
wait, can you explain?
Hold up. That the rain is gone. Like that was the rain is gone. Like. That you know the song I'm talking about? There's gotta be people who know what I'm talking about. Like the I only know that one lyric right now. I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
Oh.
Yeah. So here's that video, and I'll expand on it. Just like rewind it a little bit if you all want to watch it. What was I talking about? We're looking at the Pope video right now.
Right.
He disappears. Look it up.
It doesn't look. It looks like he's like.
Just gets cut off.
It's like going in like slow motion.
Yeah, it's like very.
Oh, what?
Yeah, right? There it is. You just got to the part. Yeah, that's all. There's another angle of it who just shows it. But it happens on multiple. That's not the video I saw, but it's something that I saw like that. So this could potentially, and there's a bunch of crows. So like, could be a potential thing that the Pope is hologrammed for either safety reasons or anything like that. So because if you see the word pandemic underneath, like maybe they use this kind of as like a way, because like he runs to the Vatican every time something bad happens, right?
Mm.
So like maybe he's there because of the pandemic. They can't have the Pope die of fucking COVID. That
yeah,
looks
they
so
have to,
bad
like,
on Christian and like mindsets. The Pope's fucking dead. Like COVID's superior than God.
Kid, yeah.
It didn't seem like he fucking turned around. It seemed like it was like something on tires, like rolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't look like he was kind of like moving back and forth to turn around and stuff.
Yeah.
He just kind of like,
yeah.
But that also could be camera work. Like that could that could be so many different things. But the fact that like this happens now every day in the morning, even, like there's some sort of schedule where the Pope comes out and just waves to the crowd and everyone turns to him and like praises him and loves him. Like that.
Yeah.
That's
probably
how
like waves and turns out. It's like,
happens.
I'm tired of these fuckers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like,
like,
are
these fucking sheep.
You're telling me in
I
today's
tell you all what to do.
You're telling me in today's technology that the Pope still does the same shit that he did pre-technology, excuse me. Like he had to do this shit every day when back and like when the church was prominent with the Pope.
Right.
Like the Pope was figuring he had to wave to the crowd. Like you could see him move but with technology now, you really think the Pope's still doing that?
Yeah.
Like you really think, and that right there should be a disrespect to everybody out there, because you're saying you're a holy man, you can't even perform your
you can't even do it.
if that's real. Like it seems a little bit sketchy.
Don't they not become a saint until they can like perform a couple of miracles like after they die and shit like that too? They just perform one miracle after they die and shit.
I actually have not looked into the saintship. That is Catholic material only. We don't worship saints, but I do want to learn more about saints, because it's like there's a lot of saints out there.
So what religion are you? You're just Catholic?
I'm Lutheran.
You're Lutheran.
Lutheranism.
My family is Lutheran.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We have that equal bond. Lutheran was the 95 or 96 thesis that Martin Luther put, which was wrong with the church, which is pretty much putting the church on blast. Like we're the people. Unfortunately, we're the partying Christians that people like to say are like the laid back Catholics. That I self proclaim it, because it's like we allow our priests to marry, our pastors to marry, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we're not as formative as a church, because we still allow ourselves to produce in hedoism or whatever it is. We're still focused on Christ and stuff, but we're more of like,
you still have your own fucking lives.
yeah, like we're not gonna not drink alcohol.
Right. Yeah.
So it's when I speak from the church, I just want to
marriage.
Yeah.
like that.